Diddy Docket from May 29th, prosecutors have called a witness going by Mia. She is testifying under a pseudonym. Her passport, which includes her real name and date of birth, was entered into evidence under seal, so only the jury will know her real name. And she worked for Combs in 2 different roles. She was a personal assistant and director of development and acquisition for Revolt Films. She described her work environment as chaotic and toxic. She even said when she showed up for the interview that Diddy was in his underwear. Told her that she would only have to work 40 hours a week. It would make $55,000 a year. It turned out she would work way more than 40 hours a week, still only earning about $50,000 a year. During her time working as his personal assistant, she would stay in his home with him. She was not allowed to leave his home without his permission. She wasn't even allowed to lock the door to the room that she was living in. She explained that her and Diddy actually started the Revolt Film Company together, and it was a separate entity from his Revolt TV brand, and she was essentially running his film production company for years. She said that working on TV and film products was actually a dream come true. It is noted that during her testimony, she rarely made eye contact. She did keep her face down a lot. Her face was barely noticeable. When they broke for lunch, she did walk hunched over, continuing to hide herself. She explains how close her relationship with Cassie, that they were more just friends, that she considered Cassie a sister. She said that the relationship between Cassie and Diddy was very abusive. She confirms a previous testimony that Diddy controlled all of Cassie's looks, from her hair, her nails, what she wore. Anytime that Diddy got upset with Cassie, he would take things away from her, the car, the jewelry, things of that nature. She explained several incidents where she saw Diddy physically attack Cassie, run her down, crack her head open. She describes the relationship as abusive. She tells the same story that Deontay Nash referred to when they were at Cassie's apartment helping her pay for a trip, and Diddy shows up irate, is beginning to beat on Cassie. They try to jump on Diddy to help her. She said that she's thrown into the wall so hard and so fast that she felt like she was in danger. So this was the same incident that Deontay testified to, where Diddy was in a full-on rage, did not stop until he noticed that Cassie was bleeding. She tells a story about how her and Cassie went to a Prince's party without Diddy's knowledge. He shows up and begins to attack Cassie, but Prince's security stops him. The next day, she finds out from Human Resources that she has been suspended without pay for insubordination. She testifies in detail to several instances of violence. You can read in detail at CNN.com. She also said she was privy to more than she even gave during her testimony. But she specifically said, in response to why she didn't report Puff to the police, Diddy, sorry. I believe, but she called him Puff during her testimony. I believe that Puff's authority was above the police. There was a period where, years and years before social media or the Me Too movement, there was no sort of example where somebody had stood up successfully to someone in power such as him. She felt like confidentiality was stressed so much in her job that she was taught to believe that the violence she witnessed fell under the requirement of loyalty to Combs' business. She personally saw Diddy taking drugs. He even forced her to snort some drugs at the time, even though she tried to fake it. He forced her to do a line, and it turned out to be ketamine. She said she felt like she did not have a choice in the matter, so she did it because she felt intimidated by Diddy. Stated before that he berated her and humiliated her often, but he also threw things at her, physically threw objects at her whenever he got angry. Some of the things he threw at her, like bowls of spaghetti, turned me in a phone. He even threw a computer at her head. One time where he actually physically attacked her, he asked to use her phone and then ran off with it, telling her that, he hoped that he found something embarrassing on the phone to use against her. When she tried to reach and grab for her phone, he ran off, injuring her as she tried to grab it back out of his hand. She chased after him, and then he slammed her arm into her bathroom door multiple times when she tried to follow him. She sent emails to other staff members about the incident, but she did not put any details about the violence in the email. She said because they were told to never put stories of violence in email. She details her own sexual assaults by Diddy in her testimony. She explains why she couldn't tell him no. She said, I couldn't tell him no, like about a sandwich. I couldn't tell him about anything. There's no way I could tell him no. She was afraid that she would become a target, that he would fire her, blackball. She testified that another personal assistant actually had reported a violent act between Diddy and Cassie to the chief of staff. She ended up getting fired. She claims that Diddy told her if that personal assistant was to file a lawsuit, that she needed to get on the stand and defend him. She also said that after Capricorn Clark was fired, she needed to get on the stand and defend him and say what he wanted her to say. She does clarify that Cassie was not present for any of the times that Diddy sexually assaulted her. It was sporadic during the time that she was employed for him, that she never knew when the next time it was that he would physically or sexually attack her. So that wraps up her testimony for today. She will continue on Friday, but her testimony corroboration connects the dots between testimony previously given from Cassie, from Captain Clark, and from the personal assistant to show that a pattern of behavior, that it's no longer just he said, she said, it is more than one person recounting the same story about Diddy. The attorneys did have conversation with the judge that the case may last a little bit longer than what they expected, so now they're looking at the trial ending somewhere near the 4th of July.